I hope you're excited. I hope you're strapped in, because we are back in this beautiful location to go through our next episode. I was actually trying to figure out how best to start this sort of YouTube, and I thought, right, this week I could do some cool sort of grueling gym session. I could record some cool vlogs. I could go and do some weird running challenge, which is on the way. I could give you an insight into my sort of daily routine, my day-to-day life, and all of the above are on the hit list. But as a guy in my 30s who wants to look good, who wants to feel in control of my body and fitness, who wants to consistently get stronger, fitter, faster, I was thinking, what is one thing that I wish I knew sooner? And that is what this video is going to be about. I'm well aware it's probably not going to be the most sexiest of YouTube debuts, and actually some of you watching this have probably already switched off, skipped, gone to some geezer down the road who has some fancy studio, has edited videos, who is going to give you the next best training program plan to follow. But don't bloody do it, because those of you who stick around here will have the best possible understanding of the foundations of nutrition that you need to be able to go and see the results that you want. I'm actually sipping here on a little monster. It is 2:45. Fun fact, caffeine has an 8-hour half-life, meaning if you have caffeine at 2 p.m, half of it is still in your system by 10 p.m. That is exactly why I usually have my cut-off at 2 p.m. Anyway, this is something that I wish I knew sooner, and I like to really explain it to people in a way that I call the pyramid of importance. And I actually was going to call this video Eating Like an Egyptian, something along those lines. However, I didn't want to get cancelled on the first video, so I thought I would stick to this is one thing that I wish I knew sooner. But here is how the pyramid of importance works. And I'm just going to draw it out here. No. Here's one I made earlier. What I'm going to do is put different sections here, because each of these is going to represent a different thing. And as we go up, you guessed it, the level of importance. I'm going to make it look really sexy. Whew. So when it comes to the bottom of the pyramid, the most important thing, you guessed it, that is calories. Calories are just units of energy, and to keep it super simple, we've basically got 3 regions that you want to look at. Number 1 is going to be maintenance calories. This is going to be the number of calories it takes to maintain your weight. Anything above that is going to be a calorie surplus. Anything below that is going to be a calorie deficit. So you now know, right, if I'm gaining weight, no matter how healthy, no matter what I'm eating, no matter what time of day, actually that's me in a calorie surplus. If you're losing weight, exactly the same thing. Now, obviously this isn't going to be one set number, because it's going to depend upon how you move, how much you move, activity levels, sex, height, weight, your own genetics, they're all going to play a part. So there's no sort of magic number that you should be aiming for. Even when I give clients calorie goals, it's not like, right, this is the magic number, this is the secret sauce, go and have this. We basically start with a ballpark figure, and then we play about with it depending upon progress, how their sort of weight's changing in relation to obviously their goals, what they want to achieve, etc. So calories is bottom. Now above that have macros. You know what, I'm going to make it super sexy again. Oh Christ, what jinx. I don't know what's going on here. Wrong bloody pen. We'll go blue. Macros. Macros are macronutrients. Carbs, proteins, fats. You can also include alcohol, but we all love an espresso martini, so we're going to avoid that just now. We're going to keep that to the side. Now, people can get super confused, and what I like to do with clients is keep it stupid simple, or keep it simple stupid. KISS is essentially the analogy, not the analogy, but basically to keep it simple, all I do with clients is focus on calories and protein, because often people have maybe tried tracking in the past, they maybe start to look at, right, you need to consume this many carbs, this many fat. It just gets overwhelming. All we do is focus on calories, on protein, to keep it stupid simple, simple stupid. Enter your favorite here. Now, each food group, carbs, proteins and fats, has got different benefits. It's got different sort of roles within the body, and I'm not going to get into that because that could be a whole video in itself. But essentially the reason that we focus on protein is because it's going to be the most filling macronutrient. It's going to help your body recover from training, and also it means that as you drop body fat, it's going to allow you to keep muscle. Therefore, you're going to have a better physique. The amount of protein that you want to basically consume depends person to person, but as a general rule of thumb, anything between 0.8 to 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight is what you want to be sort of aiming for, shooting for. You can also use per pound of goal body weight, but as a easy way to look at it, I like to just go 1 gram per pound of body weight, and then we can adjust accordingly. So for example, if people are struggling or they don't get that much protein in their diets already, then we'll start a little bit lower. If they're starting at a higher point, then we can obviously go towards 1, potentially higher. But for most people, aiming for around about 1 gram per pound of body weight is going to be a good goal. Also, as another little side note, one of the reasons that fat gets a bad rep when it comes to the macro scheme is that carbs and protein contain 4 calories per 1 gram, whereas fats contain 9 calories per 1 gram, which means that if you were to have 10 grams of carbs or 10 grams of protein, that would equate to 400 calories, whereas if you were to have 10 grams of fat, that equates to 900 calories. Now again, that doesn't necessarily make it bad, it just means that potentially if you're trying to drop weight, be in a deficit, then it means that you've got to be mindful of how much fat that you're consuming, because those calories can really add up quickly, hence oils, butters, things like that. Next up, we have macros, which, you guessed it, stands for micronutrients. Macros. Now, macros are going to be fruit, veg, vitamins, minerals. Essentially, this is the health, HELF, health. What you want to basically focus on with that is consuming as wide a range of fruit and veg as you can, as many different colours, as many different varieties. Like, I wouldn't overthink it and think, right, I need to have this, I need to have that, and like getting super specific with it. I would just literally try and focus on trying to eat as much veg as you can, bulk meals out as much as you can with as much veg as you can, consuming a decent amount of fruit, whatever obviously that looks like for you. Even just trying to increase will be a good goal, and just really trying to build on that as you go. Next up, we have meal timing. I'm going to go MT. Meal timing. Now, meal timing is exactly as it sounds. It's just what times you're eating your meals. And the example I always use to explain this is intermittent fasting. And for example, if someone starts to only eat between 12 p.m. and 8 p.m, that means that they've only got an 8-hour window to eat within. And if they then see results and they start to see their weight dropping, they automatically think, I am losing weight because I'm only eating between these times, which isn't the case. Actually, what's happening is they're consuming less calories, pyramid of importance, they have less hours to eat within the day. So it's not actually that there's any magic time or that they're losing weight because they're not eating after X time. Actually, because they're eating less calories because they've got less time in the day to eat. Also, I start to sort of look into meal timing when it comes to people trying to really focus and double down on getting stronger, fitter, faster. As an example, fueling longer runs, being able to fuel gym sessions. It's often going to be like carbohydrate timing that comes into play there. And then at the top, we have supplements. And I'm just going to put S, a Superman S at the top. Nice little yellow. Now, supplements are the peak of the pyramid, but they are the least important. Reason being, if you're now getting everything you need from your diet, there's no reason that you should supplement. Supplements should be exactly that, something to supplement any deficits or anything lacking in your diet. If you now think about you're not consuming enough protein and you're struggling to consume enough protein through your everyday diet, then you might look at supplementing that. If you're managing to get a couple of portions of fatty fish a week and your omega-3 levels are good, there's no reason that you need to supplement that. If you're finding that you're getting plenty of fruit, plenty of veg, and you're getting all the vitamins that you need from your diet, there's no reason that you need to take a multivitamin. So that is the top of the pyramid. It's something that you can look at doing, but actually the way that I would see it is use it as adding in any deficits that you have from your diet, rather than just thinking, right, I need to take protein. Protein's going to be the secret sauce, because actually, if you're managing to get enough protein from your diet, then you're all good. And there we have it. That is the pyramid of importance. And remember, it goes this way. Most important, least important, and actually, that's not bad, that. Adherence is going to be at the bottom. Adherence is going to be the number one most important thing, because actually if you're now doing things that are short term and you can't actually stick to it, then whatever you do is going to be short term results, short term progress. And as you know, that's not what we're about. So I want you to think about your own diet right now. Think about adherence. Right, am I actually able to stick to it, or is it just something that I'm trying to do short term? calories. Right, I now have X goal. Maybe it's dropping body fat. If you've got that goal, do you know how many calories you're consuming? Are you doing that consistently? Adherence. Macros. Right, am I consuming enough protein? Are the remainder of my calories made up of carbs and fats? They will be, but if you're not consuming enough protein, then it's going to be made harder, because protein is going to be the most filling macronutrient, it's going to be the most satiating, and is going to be the thing that allows your body to recover from gym sessions, runs, etc. Then we've obviously got micros, right? Are you consuming enough fruit, veg? Do you have a variety of colours? Then you can start to look at, right, meal timings, really prioritising that, and potentially supplements to add in any deficits or anything you're lacking from your everyday diet. But it's going to come back to, are you being consistent? Are you adhering? Calories, and then work the way up from there. So there we have it. Hopefully that was useful. If you did find it useful, make sure to hit the link below. Boy, am I a professional. Hit the link below, because I'm going to leave a link to my 30 ways to get into the best possible shape and feel fitter than you ever have before. It's a daily email for 30 days that literally takes 2 minutes to read. You can unsubscribe at any time, and it's completely free. Absolutely nothing to lose there. Feel free to go and grab them if you like. But hopefully that was useful. Hopefully it was beneficial. Hopefully you took some value from it. If you've got any questions, then please feel free to drop me a message. And other than that, see you next week.